All right, good evening, curling fans. Here we are again, back with you to stream and commentate on the teams from Carleton and Dalhousie. Two teams that are in record-wise, they're 4-0 is Carleton, and Dalhousie is 1-3. They're on the opposite ends of the spectrum right now, so we'll see how this goes tonight. We're coming to you from the Kelly Curling Club in Regina, Saskatchewan. My name is Jamie Schneider, and with me is Kevin Knutson. We did the last draw, and you're probably, if you're listening to us, you're on the U of R Cougars YouTube channel is where it's being streamed to. So you probably know that. But anyways, welcome, and as the game gets going, we'll be trying to give you some understanding of what the teams are trying to do out there, and how the game goes forward. So we're starting with Carleton is throwing first, the Redstones. And it looks like they've called for a rock into the forefoot. That will give a choice with Dalhousie to either throw a corner guard or elect to hit that rock in the house. So yeah, Kevin, we just did a couple hours of another game, which ended up quite a bit of a match. There was 10 points scored in the first, I think, 3 ends. And then after that was 1-1-1-1-1 and a 2 in the last end. It was a very entertaining game.
Yeah, there was one blank in there as well, but it certainly was kind of two halves. That fourth end break was an important chance for the coaches to settle things down.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, they've elected to hit. Dalhousie is elected to hit this red one. And they'll probably play up and down the sheet in the first end, get comfortable with what are going on with everything, and I guess we'll see where they make choices to try and move towards scoring or keep on defense.
Yeah, I believe that's probably what's going to happen. I was able to watch part of the Carleton game earlier this afternoon on the other side.
Okay.
And they certainly love that peel weight, so
okay.
We'll see if that shows up a little bit later as well.
Right. Okay, so that was a nose hit in the house, and same shot is called. Try and remove this red from the scoring area and keep their rock in the house. It was looking a little bit wide early. They're calling for curl based on the speed. We'll see what it gets. It's looking like it will make contact and roll to the wings.
And that was just kind of a nice controlled weight there, so he's got a nice roll to the edge of the 12-foot to change the line for Carleton.
And we'll try to bring in the skips when there's some discussions, and we'll also try and watch for the indications on what kind of weight's being called.
Looks like we have a nose hit coming here.
Mm-hmm. Going to be a quick up and down end.
Yep.
Definitely less weight thrown with this one. We did find out wide earlier in the game. We commentated on the sheet, Kevin and I. They were getting curl from the wide out. They're able to hold this with a sweep with soft weight and actually rolled it into the back of the house.
You heard that 11-2. I timed 11-4. So
okay.
just kind of a nice gentle board weight.
Earlier today on this sheet, we did notice that there was definitely a little bit of the outturn going away, coming to the center line was very sensitive to throws and release. And the in-turn coming, a little bit sensitive as well, but there was definitely more consistent curl from outside in with the on the left side to the center line than from the right side.
In this game, our in-turn out-turn is going to be a little bit more complicated because Dalhousie has 2 lefties.
Yeah.
And if my memory is correct, I thought there might have been a lefty on the other team as well, but maybe I'm not right. No, I think they're all right-handed.
Yeah, you're a little tight on both of those. The first is 11-2. That's good.
This one's got a lot of rotation on it, quite a bit of speed. That rotation has a tendency with a lot of speed to help that rock and the throw line to stay very straight.
Good speed? Same as draw the button?
That was a rollout, so they'll be taking their opportunity to draw to the wings with the thought probably towards the end of the end to try and stay simple and make this into a blank end.
And if they're successful here, we will have used all 12 feet of the house.
Exactly, yeah.
Timed that at 15-7.
Well swept, right to the tee line.
Very quick. Very good service.
What you get?
Center of the ice, center of the rock with the throw. Fair amount of rotation, trying to make a nose hit here. It's running up there. Be a little bit of a gear effect here, yeah. With that much rotation, when they hit, they jump quite quickly away.
Of course, that's a factor of the striking bands, and the rocks that they're using here are straight back from the factory. They've been reconditioned, so there's quite a bit of action with them now.
They have a lot thinner running surface, and the striking bands have been redone to allow them to strike and make a little bit more of a release from the one energy from one to the other. And they bump now. When you bump them with soft weight, they go substantially farther than they used to with the change of the running surface.
Oh, man. First time I've thrown 2 draws in a row. Yeah. Did you get it timed? Same as draw button.
We got the Carleton skips first.
First one on the tee line. All right.
Just trying to make a hit and a roll towards the center of the house.
So I've timed a few of these hits, and it seems like Carleton is preferring about that 10 to 10.5.
Okay.
And Dalhousie is preferring something in the 11.5 range.
All right. So they have rolled just out of the house, and it looks like Dalhousie will try to draw over to that side and maybe tuck around a little bit and try and create some challenge for the next shot to come.
We're likely headed towards a blank here in this first end.
Line's good. Little wider. Allen's rock. Allen's. Oh, you're just you're gonna be wide open.
If you hear him calling Allen, he's calling the sweeper that would add curl to the rock.
Right.
So when a rock is curling towards you, you're the sweeper, you're holding it straight, and if the rock is curling away from you, you're actually adding curl.
So it looks like they're going to try and do just what they did with the last rock. They hit and they rolled to the right. They're going to take ice and try and hit now and roll under the one that is out front, and use that as a challenge to Dalhousie.
If he can make this properly, he can be half into the 12-foot and be fully buried under that really tight corner guard, which will make the blank end much more challenging than it would be otherwise.
Looking very close here. Like a great shot.
He'll be happy
Bumped
with
it
that.
just out of the house. Maybe not even out of the house. That one stayed in the back part of the 12-foot. So if there's an opportunity to come down and touch that and roll. I mean, the other shot, Kevin, they could do is hit and roll in the house and try and make the running double.
Yeah, you probably could make the double and roll into the house.
3 feet.
It'd be...
You can probably fairly safely throw a backline weight, and I mean, unless they got
Go
thick
hack,
on that
ice it tight, you can play that
front
too.
guard, they would get one for sure.
I
Right.
like hack.
Yeah.
Maybe with hack weight.
It's not gonna move too much.
But it certainly has created an interesting situation, especially with that yellow rock sticking in
Yeah.
the back.
I mean, the good thing is the pro side misses. He touches the top red with the right weight. He rolls into the house. He takes a single. But it's posed a whole new interesting situation by not bumping that yellow rock out of the house. Now you're thinking, well, we should try to score it. Yet the shot to do that is aggressively tougher.
Very challenging.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if he hits this red rock out and rolls out, he will still only score one, which isn't really what he was looking for.
Exactly. He didn't have a lot of ice. Like, it tells me he's got to be throwing a solid board weight or something, but they did talk about soft weight. So I'm really unsure what he's chosen here in the end.
Yep. Yep. Yes. Hard.
He's seeing a lot of curl to the wings.
Hard. Curl. Oh, yeah, straight. Roll it on.
I timed that at 11.8.
So not a real hard throw with the tight ice, and we have seen this sheet before, and we were seeing, not tons and tons of curl to the wings, but enough progressive curl all the way down the sheet, which that did end up doing that.
Yeah, before that shot, he commented that it was going to be straight, which
Yeah.
I was wondering how he knew that.
Yeah, I meet myself as well. I think he was judging off the draw, but they did throw the draw from the center line, and I think he was out a little bit over the center line. He got to the middle of the 8-foot, so that was 3.5 feet of curl, and then he determined that it was going to be straight. Need to rethink that, I believe. But anyhow, he's worked it out. Pro side miss. He got his one out of it.
Yeah, and again, this probably comes back to the pregame practice. We're doing a lot of the draws from the outside in, so they
Right.
have a pretty good feel on what it takes to get to the button. But
We were trying to hit
when we're talking about inside out, that's not something that
we weren't
is
going for that at all.
practiced.
Right.
often,
Ice
so.
it tight
Exactly.
to- Yeah.
But he played it correctly and caught himself the one, so
Yeah, the guys swept it down the ice, trying to keep it straight so that they could make the hit and roll in. And that's exactly what they did. Did not see the indication.
I believe they're calling a tight guard.
Okay.
He's moved out to hold his broom where he wants the rock to stop, about a foot or two in front of the rings.
Yep. Line's good. No, just leave it. Good.
And ideally, I think they want that on the center line so it can't be moved from the center line or into the house.
Yeah, it's a new rule been introduced. I think it's only been in play it was tried for a little bit, maybe max a year. And it's called a no-tick rule. You have a square that's on the backboards that if it's really close, they can put it on and see if it's touching the line or if it's off the line. But this rock, if they bump it off of the line, it'll go back, and the rock you bump it off will go moved into the corner in behind the sheet.
And they're working it hard right now, sweeping it hard to avoid that scenario because they may run into that challenge.
Good sweep.
Ooh, just got by.
That's a tall kid that gets a lot of his body weight over top of that broom. He's a very good sweeper. You can see that.
Yeah, that's
Good technique.
That's their alternate Philip Burgess, who's
Okay.
moved into the second position for this game.
Okay. Okay. Burgess, well-known name around the curling community for a number of years. Carly Burgess played the first time I seen her was playing with Mary Fay out of Dalhousie, and it's come around to be, a very good curler, and actually is playing with Carrie Einerson this year and going to the World Championships.
Okay, it's got to
I coached against her when I coached Rachel Erickson in Prince Albert in the National Juniors. She was playing at that time with,
Okay.
I believe, the twin girls out of Manitoba.
A little heavy.
I'll think of their name at some point.
Do we know that Philip is related to Carly?
We don't. I'm just saying it's a common name around, but I do not know that. And it could be a common name just in general.
It is interesting that, of course, they're playing against Dalhousie.
Yeah, exactly. Because I played against the Burgess father when I played at the Brier in 1990. He was playing with the New Brunswick team.
So Carleton's elected to throw a freeze, and it's a very nice corner freeze. It didn't quite get to the face of that Yellowstone, but it's still in a very good position.
They basically called the same freeze. They're probably trying to get down. The line is very important in this, and if they can have the line and get a little bit extra sweep, they can just nudge the red and yellow 2 inches. They'll unlock them and allow that if the yellows ever hit the red to go out.
Nice. Move it. Hard. Hard, hard.
So they're using the knifing technique to try to get maximum curl.
Nice. 14-3.
Appears there's some room to get to the inside with soft weight, maybe a back line, maybe a back 8-foot weight, Jamie?
Yeah, I would agree. The key to some of these shots is to try and get the inside. That last one I would consider got to the outside. Now they can release and stay partly frozen and kick the red back and have the angles that are advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be in the inside position so that the opponent's rocks are going out of the rings.
Right, exactly. I maybe didn't explain that well enough, hoping people understand what I mean when they say get inside. This one's looking very... There you go. Extremely good shot.
And a really good example of inside position there. That rock is about 3/4 on the inside towards the center line of that yellow rock that it
Can you get the nose?
And anything run into it,
Back
the
foot.
red will probably most likely stay, and the yellow would definitely easily go out of the house with any sort of weight. So they're going to try and do the same thing, just get to the nose of it, release the yellow so it gets out of the way so the reds are more lined up when a hit comes down the sheet.
So far, a very well played end action for both sides.
You can see they've got a good understanding and a feel for this spot and the speed and the sweep. Well, they don't want to over curl too much, but they want to get on the face of it, but move it a little bit.
Really nice shot here.
Yeah, very good.
Now we've worked our ways up in front of the tee line, so now that red shot is still shot rock. And doesn't have a lot of room to go anywhere with that backing.
Yeah.
So Carleton is choosing to guard.
I don't know.
Or reconsidering.
Yes.
We may get to see that peel weight I was talking about earlier.
Yes, that's right.
We'll see. It was the third who liked to throw it, and he's down here to talk to his skip about potentially that option.
Really hitting now make them all kind of go, or do you think it's just not the... Yeah. So
Wait and see, he's going to rock it. It's going to change anyway, right? So,
is guarding ever bad if it's...
no, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So they've elected to peel. Try and believe that they got some lined up in the house that they can get rid of more yellows than their own reds if they have an opportunity to smash.
If they can run this guard onto the fan side of that yellow rock, they could get all three yellows to go.
This is the second throw in his last stone.
Guard.
Looking like it's pretty much just a straight peel.
See what Dalhousie decides to do with this situation that has been presented to them now.
Yeah, I guess. Split center is good.
So it seems odd that a yellow would be throwing a guard here when red is shot rock. They believe the scoring zone is very small, which means their belief is they're going to try and progress towards the end of the end, not give them too many shots to smash these rocks out of there. Because to get rid of the yellow and the red, you need 2 shots. So they're going to continue to guard and hope to force red to a single. They're knifing this over to try and get line on the pathway that they want to protect.
Yeah, they're looking for this to be probably splitting the center line.
Close, I think good enough. It's left the red exposed, which red is now throwing. They certainly could shoot this red into the pile. And,
Quick.
but they're electing to, I don't know, are they running it back or just a straight peel?
Time.
I think they're straight peeling.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he ran that red in with the angle, if it would actually squeeze that yellow out or just a ways out.
I think it wouldn't squeeze it out, but it would release it, and the red that's on the button would get rid of the yellow in the forefoot, in the back forefoot,
And likely spin off that other red and kick quite a bit to the right. As
yes.
we're looking at it from the skip's position.
Tighter pass, guys.
Now this
Hard.
line is quite a bit tighter, so they're really sweeping it hard to hold the line and try to stay close to that center line. They're also trying to get it over the hog line.
Hard, guys, go. Go, 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 go.
And having such a long guard will certainly make the run back more challenging. But they've left the yellow exposed. And Carleton is considering either a tap or a freeze.
Looks like he's calling for a freeze, but I think if you're going to be there and you want to be on the yellow, you want to at least move the red back 6 inches and stay frozen on the yellow.
Move it right back into that pile, probably. Or
Into the
close to it.
pocket, yep.
Yeah.
That will allow them down the road to be able to get rid of second shot and maybe bring other reds in the house into the scoring zone. At this point, it's only red on the button, and the yellow's out counting. It's frozen to out counting all the rest.
And later in the end, because that guard is so long, really all it's done is eliminated the high weight shot.
Yeah.
There'd be lots of opportunity with a hack weight or a board weighter to hit something kind of behind that guard.
It's ticked and rolled off.
It certainly made it easier to remove the yellow from the fan side. The outturn side if you're right-handed.
That's pretty good.
He certainly does have access
that.
to the shot rock now, which is what he was not really wanting to do.
Dalhousie
only
is considering the
got
double.
hit,
That's
like
there,
10.
yes. That would
I
leave
like a
them
9
laying
second.
3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What are they gonna do? This is this. But it's hard too. What if we do this? What do they do?
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's play this.
Okay.
10-5. Okay. 11.
Okay, so the shot they're calling is still about maintaining somewhat control of yellows in the house, hoping at some point, to get rid of the shot rock, but it's about management. It's about making sure the others don't get rid of all yours and you get rid of theirs and keep yours. So they're just going to try and hit this red and roll dead in front of the yellow. That's in the back forfeit. $10-5, I think we heard, right?
Yeah, I actually missed what he said, but
I thought he said a 10-5 to them when they're leaving the house.
it does look like he's throwing that kind of board weight.
Yeah. And they're trying to knife it over and get a little bit of roll inside. Well, exactly what they called. Very nice managed.
That's actually really interesting because now if that yellow was hit from that red-yellow combination at the front, that red would spin
They didn't like it.
out of the rings towards the right because it's going to catch a corner of that rock he just rolled in there.
Exactly, yeah.
And possibly catch that back red on the way
Yeah,
by.
it probably
So
would.
he may
Progress
have-
backwards
I
and
like the
tick and...
double, but
He may have lined up a triple, although it's guarded by that guard.
Yeah.
yeah.
Very interesting situation. We could be in for a treat tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I like the double.
I like him playing later.
So he's just trying to throw and quite possibly knows this.
Might even give us
Stay
a double.
right there, right beside the red. Hopefully not leaving a locked kind of automatic double. There will be a yellow one behind. They will not be able to get rid of the rock they're hitting, but they'll get rid of the rock that it's frozen to.
And of course, he's hoping that he doesn't overcurl and tick that red.
And he doesn't want to roll away a half rock because then it's an automatic double underneath.
This is a very
So this
precise
is,
shot.
yeah. If he doesn't make this precise, he gives them something. And he's throwing like a full weight hit. I don't know, maybe a 9-second or...
It's likely in that range, yes. I should have timed it.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, he's rolling away here, definitely. Okay, so maybe that's what they're playing. We didn't really get good indication of what they're doing, but they were able to get rid of both of the yellows.
I suspect they're happy with that result.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so they're heading back to their original plan, and this is guarding, I believe, is the call to try and leave what's in the forefoot as is and create a force to one.
Yeah, the intern draw would be very challenging, although it might be there to grab a small piece of the button, maybe.
Maybe?
But that would be very precise.
Oh, very precise.
Line's good.
There's the first call. Line's good. They're just going to try and manage this
Line's
down and
good.
stop it out front in the pathway that they're
Gotta curl a
protecting.
bit. Running.
Yeah, if you're a sweeper, you're probably happy to hear your third
Just leave it, I
or
think.
skip say line is good.
Mm-hmm. Coming in a little deeper than they had hoped, and there wasn't much of an indication that it was heavy. But it was. It got right into the 8-foot.
It will work though. That will.
Yeah, it's certainly protected that.
What? Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
not
That's
sure if you could draw with the out turn and
a tough
get
draw.
shot or not.
We are too.
Okay, so this is a situation where they're going to come and try and just squeak by the red one in the top 8-foot.
Yeah. And that's
Come into the 4-foot and try and get enough of a curl to get close to the white of the edge of the button on the right-hand side.
if they're close, I suspect we'll see the sweeper who's on the F side, the sheet F side, work this right at the end to try to add as much curl as possible.
Are you going to get a time on this, Kevin?
I'll do my best.
Okay, we're going to try and see if we can figure out what, at the hog line, hog to hog, what we're dealing with. They're saying it needs it for weight.
They're calling a lot for line as well. 15.6 was the time, so it should be very close. If they can squeeze it by.
My goodness, this is
Oh, you got
an absolute dandy.
that last spin back at the end. I believe he scored too.
I didn't think it was possible, Kevin. That was swept from end to end pretty much, and just squeaked by the guard, and trusted that they were keeping it straight enough to get by, and yet get enough curl to sit it right on the tee line. He was just back tee, but he got close enough to the button. Very nice shot.
And he just kind of threw it normally. Like in a lot of those scenarios, teams will often take wider ice and give it a soft release, and then
Right.
really work the curl early
Yeah.
to get it to warp in there. And
That's
they
right.
didn't do that. They held the line, and
Yeah.
with that perfect weight, they got that last spin back for two.
And that's showing off the reconditioned rocks. That the running surface underneath have been reconditioned, and they have a little more bite, and you can actually get a little bit of the finish on
Yeah.
them with the end, which is very nice.
Yeah, on these rocks they actually were inserted with blue hone inserts,
Right.
on the for the running surface.
Exactly.
And as part of that process, they also reconditioned the striking bands as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think most of the rocks here at the Cali, they're called, the granite on them are called a red traverse. And
Red Traverse or Red Trefour, I've heard, yes.
yeah, it's called somewhere in that world, that name. And but they've put the best type of granite underneath into it, so that's used as the running surface.
Yeah, my understanding is the blue hone is a very hard, very
Yeah.
impermeable material, so it lasts longer and doesn't take on water as well.
Yeah, it's not as porous as the components in the rest of the rock. So they stand up better, and they work better for the actual running surface of the rocks.
Allen's rock.
Okay, so we've
Alan.
got the first rock of the end. Just went
Alan.
into the top, into the 12
They
foot.
look heavy.
And now Dalhousie is throwing a corner guard to try and
I'm good.
utilize to get around it
No,
and
straight.
use as a
Straight.
protection method later in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 1 point lead after scoring two, Carleton's going to play a little bit more defensive. And we see Dalhousie, though, still going full offense with throwing up the corner guard.
We're waiting a long time on this, trying to let it curl and yet not be in the house. Because it's in the free guard zone rule and it cannot be removed. and it can't be ticked off the line. If anyone ticks it off the line, that removes their shot, their throwing rock, and put the stationary rock back to its position.
Yeah, with that no tick rule and with that rock being about 3 inches from the rings, you basically can't move it.
That's right.
Yep. Line. Line's tight.
If you'd all run into it, it's going to be.
Yeah, it looks really heavy.
So Dalhousie is elected to simply draw around to the button area or the top 4.
You're calling heavy.
14-3.
And they are correct.
They're correct, yeah. He's in the back 8 foot. It is shot rock, but very typically the rocks that get thrown in the back of the house, for some reason, they seem to go away at some point in the end. So Carleton will be trying to get around their red stones and stop in front of the button. Full 4 foot. They're working this one hard. Line looks tight, but they're working it hard. Speed looks very good.
The line looks very good as well. Came by that guard by about 2-3 inches. Pretty
And
much
stopped
ideal.
in front of the tee line. That's fantastic.
Did leave the pin exposed,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the rotation on that at the end. It was actually, the rotation was used to hold it straight. But once it was slowing down and coming down to a stop, the turn actually makes it turn and curl a little bit more the last few feet of its traveling path.
It is
But it's got to be used properly.
well, it is an interesting phenomenon. Yes, if you throw more rotation, they run straighter to start with, and they curl really hard at the end.
Yes.
Whereas if you throw less rotation, you get lots of curl early, and
Yeah.
they stop curling at the end.
Yeah.
High. Any roll.
Okay, so that was after the 5th rock of the end, they were able to take them out and remove them. Now they've exposed. That was a very good shot. They exposed the rock near the button, and so allow Carleton now to try and either hit and roll and be a guard, or throw a draw to get a guard there. I think they're electing to hit and remove this Yellowstone.
Yeah, prior to that last shot, Carleton had full control of the control zone, and so Dalhousie had to remove a couple of rocks to get some of that control back.
Exactly. Yeah. Very well played game so far. Everyone strategically understands what they're trying to accomplish and has been very well at execution. Oh, they over curled a bit. Took the yellow out, did get it out, but did move the one off of the center of the house to the bit of the side.
Probably not totally happy with that result, but
Yeah, exactly. They've got considerably 2 corner guards, and Dalhousie is hitting to lie 2 in the house, and we'll hope to maintain that the rest of the end and try and put those 2 on the scoreboard.
of course the good news for Carleton is those rocks will be behind the tee line.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Oh, this is one is running. Ran up.
Okay.
Definitely higher speed weight that they had been using, and that one ran and didn't curl enough, and it hit and rolled out.
And Carleton is choosing to just eliminate the
10-6.
yellow rock in the house.
Right.
I believe they're
No,
trying to
didn't.
hit it and stay, but probably roll away.
Sorry, this is behind tee still.
So they've rolled
Very good.
away about a rock or half a rock, which is better because it's not quite lined up with that guard for the freeze opportunity.
Left.
even though Dalhousie could choose to go full aggression and go for a draw because that is behind the tee, they're choosing to play the somewhat defensive and just hit that rock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Aiden.
Well, they are trying to roll behind the guard. And they may have covered a corner, a small corner of our round rock.
What? It's okay. It's okay.
It is still exposed, so they will go back after this and try and remove it. Every time they hit the rock, they get closer and closer to the forefoot in the center line. And they're sweeping this one for curl really hard. It's got a lot of rotation on it, and
Like
it
you're on the red.
stayed straight and hit, and the gear effect has allowed it to roll out of the house.
Oh, wait.
This gives these this gives Dalhousie a free kind of
Yeah.
go where I want to go and try and get around one of the guards and get a hidden stone and try and progress towards picking up a 2.
And they've chosen to go behind their own corner guard of their own color, yellow. And with the movement we're seeing here, we're expecting this will be fully buried if they get close to the tee line.
Guard is about halfway out. That should allow them to get by with lots of space and still get it underneath. What would you think, Kevin's reason they're going around their own?
They may have the scouting report that Carleton likes to do runbacks, and if they went around that red one, that's a very short run back.
Right. And if they're running back the corner guard to get rid of the one in the house, it's the opposition stone.
Right.
So I would agree. That would be a very good idea. The only challenge, if they allow to go aggressive, they can just draw around their own, and their guard is tighter to the center line, which allows them to be into the tighter area for the scoring zone.
And they've been discussing both options, so we'll see what Carleton chooses to go with here. The third is indicating he'd like him to draw a top 4 foot behind the red guard. And Skip
Well,
is having
after we've
second
seen
thoughts.
the draw he made in his last shot, I would be confident with that.
I would agree. That was a very impressive draw.
Yeah. Just not certain he knows this shot yet, but I guess the draw to the button practice time would give them some chance to throw this shot and understand what and where and how they need to make this successful.
Yeah, I don't believe we've seen quite this line in the game so far. However, I suspect in the practices, somebody on their team.
I guess in the first end we've seen them 2 hits out there, but I'm not sure that's a good indication of the amount of curl they're going to get. But
Yeah, just someone in the pregame practice likely threw this shot.
yes, I would agree. So I guess we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, typically you'll have someone throw edge of 4 foot, someone throw edge of 8 foot, someone throw edge of 12, and then also the middles, just to see where the rock will stop on a draw.
Not much communication early.
Maybe.
Lots of rotation.
So you can see part of it. Which it looks open right now.
I got a
15-7.
I got a 15-1, so I may have been early on mine.
Did not get the full finish, but did get it to back 8 foot. I would say a third of it underneath.
And that's typical of what we saw with the sheet earlier and
Yeah.
earlier, that this side of the sheet has a little bit less curl. That's also his out turn, and typically players will get more curl with their in turn than they will with their out turn.
Mm-hmm. You know, they swept it hard. Weight-wise, it was managed well. It's just slightly behind the tee line. So the weight was good. If the line would have been tighter, they could have got off it. It might have, stopped on the tee line and been a little bit more under the guard. But they were trying to carve it and get it to curl more.
He could have thrown that a little bit more to his sweepers, I guess. He could
Yeah,
have thrown a
little
little bit
bit.
less, but not a lot less, but a little
No.
bit less.
But they did also try to take it deeper to try and get a little bit extra movement.
They're trying to encourage Dalhousie to play the draw as opposed to the hit, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yes.
Well, this appears to be tight. We'll see what happens when we get to the other end. I might be dragging it out.
Sweeping it hard. That was definitely the indication of what we've seen earlier in the other draws, is that you really could hold those rocks on that side of the sheet. You could sweep them hard and hold them. Don't know if they got the red far enough to bring the other yellow into play.
13-1.
I would say no. Yellow on the tee line is first shot, red behind it is second shot.
1 F-bomb down.
And they're taking the same ice they had for the draw, so it would appear that they're going to basically throw a freeze on there and say, make a good one to get your 2.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Maybe he's trying to just get just inside on the freeze so he shot rock. Because that one is looking to me like it is
It's
just
behind
right
the
on
tee.
the back. The front of the stone is on the tee line. So if you get inside a little bit,
Even 1 inch to the inside,
Exactly.
he'll have shot rock.
yeah. Another fairly precise shot he's asking of himself.
I suppose I should say 2.5 centimeters if you're a little bit younger.
This one is out there. They're trying to carve it now and make it curl.
Might not get to the inside.
Looks like he did. It is close.
Are you able to determine that
No.
from this distance? So
But what they're showing me is a drawn, and it looks to me like they indicated that yellow is shot rock right now.
okay.
So there you go. There were 2.5 centimeters the wrong side of that.
They were. Which is somewhat expected with that same ice that it
Yeah.
would. I would have thought they would have narrowed the ice a little bit and tried to hold it with the sweep to
Right,
get
yes.
that inside position, but
Yeah, because the last two skips threw them a little differently. One went hoping for the curl. The other, Dalhousie, threw theirs tight and swept it all the way, and were able to hold it and bump that one back.
that's correct. Yeah. It's a real skill to be able to manage the path of the rock down the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Does require a lot of communication from the line caller and also the sweepers to know what
Yeah.
what that weight is.
Little tighter path. Tighter path. You look heavy. Oh, yep.
Starting to break now. So we call the break point. Once it starts to really make its move, it shows signs of slowing down.
Hard, guys. Hard.
They were not able to drag it and get it there once it started curling.
I think what fooled them was just the
Yeah.
amount of curl,
Yeah.
and then how much weight came off because of that extra curl.
Yeah. The other rocks they were sweeping were carrying because they were going straighter down the sheet, and this one, once it started to curl, the weight came out of it, and they weren't able to keep the brooms to keep it going.
'Cause I believe the early weight call was back 4
Yeah.
from the sweepers, so
Yeah.
it really.
And I did hear at one point someone say, looks heavy. You know, where that indication came from, I'm not sure. Okay, so we're 2-2. One team has scored 2 singles, and one team has scored a deuce. Very good shot making here tonight so far. Very understanding of what they're trying to accomplish and do.
Died off. What? I had it a little further and he asked for less.
So Dalhousie will be throwing first here. And they aren't really indicating where the rock should be, so they must have talked about it while they were together. That's one good way to get a 100% shot, is you don't actually call the position. And then if someone's scoring the game, you will get a 4-4.
Exactly.
Pretty much automatically, unless you throw it through.
Wide. Allen.
You are indicating they want this about a foot from the rings.
Yep. Make it good. Whoa.
And they're about a broom length, about 5 feet away probably from the rings. Maybe 6. And still on the center line, so that rock cannot be moved off of the center line or into the house.
Kalen?
Carleton is going out on
just got in a
the
little
side
tighter
that they've
Grab some fresh stuff.
been somewhat successful with. And
did
they're
look
going to
big
try
in
and
the
draw around into the forefoot. No indication of needing a corner guard. They're
What's
just
he
going to
getting,
come
like
right around the center.
It's similar to how the second end ended up, where all the play was to the middle anyway, so they thought, well, let's just get a start on this here and we'll get our first one in there.
Right.
Line's good. Kalen. Kalen's. Starting to. Whoa.
Dalhousie is trying to freeze this rock
You're not on it.
to limit the scoring area and also set it up
You're
for a
not
hit
on
later.
it yet. Straight.
Didn't curl as much as they were expecting, partly because they have back 8-foot weight.
So I did count the rotations there. I got about a 5.5 with that yellow throw. And we're going to try and count them on Carleton as they throw a greater amount of rotation and tighten the broom a bit.
5.5 would be kind of a typical number for a lot of teams, although some I think are using 8 to 9.
That one was a 9 rotation to 5.5. And you can see they started tighter, a little bit tighter early. It ran up straight, and then it finished. So they're using it to their advantage a little bit right now. They understand it, and it looks decently consistent.
And one of the challenges is if you have someone on your team throwing 5 and someone else throwing 9, it can be very challenging for the sweepers to judge the weight of that of the stones coming up, because they do run differently down the
They
street.
do, very much differently, yeah.
You typically need a slower kick speed, slower slide if you're throwing more rotation.
Yeah. They will progress
Feel the same.
quite a bit farther down with more rotation.
Could give it to Allen. Yeah. Keep.
So Carleton's throwing a guard on this.
Yeah.
And they have succeeded with that.
Nose.
Seem quite happy with their 2 rocks in the forefoot. Keep Dalhousie running back and or peeling.
Yep. Whoa.
Called for the nose, so they were trying to send this straight back and make all sorts of noise in the house. Missed it by probably a fraction of an inch.
Yep. Didn't roll very far, but just barely missed it.
Try and hit them.
Possibly as much as 1 centimeter.
Yes. Very close.
It's just so straight.
Same throw again here. They're trying to just play a guard, protect the 2 shot rocks in the forefoot, make it difficult to remove them.
And we're hearing the comment from the players that it's just so straight. So one thing that they could do is they can actually throw things with a little bit narrow and brush them back to the line.
Yeah, I did too.
If things aren't curling up, you might be able to force them back.
And you can watch this one at the end. It's kind of got that gear effect, right? It just keeps spinning and turning. They're throwing, those guards were about 8.5.
Yeah.
They're probably about the same amount of rotation coming out of the hand, and they just less travel speed, so
Right.
they're taking off about a rotation there.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Alright. It'll curl. Well, curl. Curl! Curl!
And we made noise this time,
Yeah.
moving one of the red rocks that was in the rings, and
And the guard that was shot in has been released and removed from play as well. So,
leaving a yellow to run in, although there may be a hole there.
right.
But
What?
with the lack of curl, it would be a hole
Yeah.
with maybe
I
back
guess
line
he was
weight.
right.
Well, I think he's trying to come in and
I
just
didn't
move it back and roll under the center guard because it is somewhat exposed. So they're going to probably throw. You know, they seem to control these fairly well with speed and rotation.
And having this narrow port is actually easier to control
Yeah.
it with narrow ice and a big rotation
Yeah.
to go through there.
And this looks definitely wide, wider than the seconds throws. So they're trying to curl it. He might be staying as a guard, but he's definitely going to looking like he's going to run into the yellow at some point.
Well, it's covered maybe part of the rock, but
Mhm.
it's got to be half open, I would think.
I would think, yeah.
I don't think I can roll.
You can certainly could roll behind the corner guard,
Right.
I
Yeah.
can kill it.
and there wouldn't really be anything wrong with that.
You may have heard him say there, kill it, and he's indicating to try and throw a
I'm only
weight
killing.
just to enough to get it out of the house and stay with the throwing rock.
So those at the throwing end are preferring to hit it, but the skip has called for a freeze, and that's what they're doing.
Okay. Now they're trying to come around a rock that's in the tight to the house where the other before they're coming around rocks that were, you know, halfway guards, and they're working this one. They're going on it hard.
If they get really close to the face of this, or even tap it a little bit, it will certainly reduce the scoring area.
Mm-hmm.
Although we have
There.
seen the Carleton skip make a draw to a very small area, so that would be a bit of something you'd want to think about.
Yeah. So he was light on this. They couldn't drag it far enough, and he's come up as a guard, guarding shot rock. I'm going to change sides of which they're going because that other side is now protected.
Did you like the hit?
I suspect
like
what
the
might be
hit.
coming from yellow is an angle run back on
Yeah.
that short guard.
Mhm.
It's just outside of the rings. It has a very nice line to hit that red and potentially lay two currently, but Carleton is drawing in, so
Look at that run.
Speed is looking pretty good.
line looks good. They need to get on this to get by. They waited a little bit too long. And they're sweeping it past so they don't set up a double.
Yeah. Definitely was on the side of heavy.
11.
I'd say this one's fully exposed. Easily can get inside and make a roll under that yellow and be shot rock.
You should be able to see air, what we would say, so you can see all of the rock and some space between the rock and the guard when looking at it. So if he can make this roll in behind, across the center line, he'll be behind that whole mess of rocks and shot rock,
Mm-hmm.
potentially setting up a steal. or at least a draw to the button for Carleton.
I think it's their first opportunity this end to actually get shot rocks since very early in the end.
Yep. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Clean.
Wait, why is it looking
Yeah.
nice? It's sweepable weight.
We're hearing clean, so it should be close, although now they got
they
rather
lost
excited.
it. They lost it.
And that is the side that does curl hard,
Yeah.
so
They need to really
Dalhousie hasn't quite picked up on that.
predict quicker and indicate speed so they know whether it's going to come down or not.
That rock may have been light. I'm not certain it had the weight that they were
I
looking
didn't know
for.
it was
Right.
that light.
Yeah. I did not hear indication from the sweepers, but
12.3 is really light.
the way it traveled, it certainly had signs of that.
Just hearing from their mic now, they're saying it was really light, so I don't think they were happy with the speed that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta hit something. Maybe. Hit something.
And unfortunately, they've kind of messed up that angle run back that I was thinking they might be
The center power.
sending
Mhm.
in
Sticky too.
in the future with rolling in front of that yellow guard that was at the just outside the 12.
Now it's a double run back, Kevin.
There's another set of angles there. We have to get out our protractor and
Yeah.
compass. and
Exactly.
I guess the only thing better than a single run back is a double run back, Jamie.
I guess. Yeah.
If you're setting it up for your opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
I've always preferred to set up a double for them instead of a single.
Yeah. Because degree of difficulty goes up by a lot, I would say. There's that rotation. He's just trying to get a little bit under so that they can't make direct contact and get rid of.
And they're spinning
Too
in
many.
an inch or two right at the
Yeah,
end, right when they're stopping.
exactly.
They're making a motion in.
That
Yeah.
final half of rotation is getting, 2 or 3 inches
Yeah.
of extra carve underneath. What's the indication here? Is it to come down and tap this red back or freeze to it?
Yeah, he's indicated that he's going to try to just kind of do a tap freeze, so he's happy to think just a freeze. Hopefully getting inside position. Now he's got what I think might be narrow ice, but we'll see if he's able to get by that really short guard now, I guess, in the top 8 foot
Yeah.
of shot rock.
It's funny, we're calling a rock in the top 8 foot a guard, but you're very correct. It is protecting the ones in the 4 foot.
Get a good view of his slide and release here.
Line's good.
Slight outward set,
Where are you?
very slight.
Line's good. Line. Oh. Close.
The speed does look good.
Close.
Looks like it's coming in nice.
Whoa. Curl then. Curl. Can't bump too much.
Very nice shot.
Very nice.
He has
Kept a bit of the right angle.
and he has
So
shot rock.
if they can't get inside, then it will progress it onto the red in the back, and it would stay for shot rock.
So Carleton's looking at a couple of options. They're looking at trying to get inside position with probably a back 8 or a back line shot, and they've also looked at a kind of a triple run back. Yellow onto the 2 reds, which does look fairly lined up. I think you just have to hit high side on that first yellow, and you would probably score the 3. Don't know if there's a way to double those 2 yellows out.
Well, he's talking about thinning this out of there and just scoring the 2. Well, I guess he could touch the other yellow, but
Probably like
that degree of difficulty is thin. That's a 16th of a rock to scare it out of the house.
The 3 options, I kind of like that crazy run back because they're all short, and
Yeah.
you really just need to hit 3/4, I think, or
3 maybe.
even half rock probably works on the outside of that yellow.
Yeah, I would agree. And
It's-
Skipper
it's-
has overruled.
It's just well lined up.
Playing
Yeah.
okay.
So if he gets this thin, he'll score 2 for
Yeah, he
sure.
could give up 1 or
If he
get
gets it
1.
too thick, probably be a score of 1 for red.
He can get 2 too.
Owen has chosen to try and thin this out of there. And it is very thin. I imagine there's going to be some speed with this throw.
Yes, they do like the peel weight, so I probably should time this and see what they're throwing. So that came in at 7.6, which is a very fast throw.
One yellow.
But unfortunately, for Owen, he hit just a tiny, tiny fraction of that rock.
He hit it, but he only moved it about 3 inches.
Yeah, Nate.
Very precise shot he had to make
One
there.
yellow.
They should have been curling it, I guess, in retrospect. But
Worked out.
anyways, 4 ends in the book. We're at the midpoint. They're taking their break. We'll take a quick little short break and be back in a few minutes.
That last one was late. Good call.
Yeah.
One before.
Every ticket you buy funds programs all across Saskatchewan, like arts and culture. Buy your tickets today.
I'm Dev Panchal. I'm a fourth-year film student at the U of R. I came here in Regina back in 2017 from India and finished my high school here, and I'm here since then. So the creative media team at the University of Regina is made up of students from all different faculties, and we are responsible for live event broadcasting for events at the university, which include our convocations for spring and fall, and our varsity sports events, any other events happening at the U of R. So my current role with the creative media team is a director and switcher. So I switch cameras, I am in communication with the team staff, I make sure that everything is operated nice and smooth, and I'm responsible for whatever goes onto the broadcast. And I think this has expanded my skills, so I can not only go into film and TV, but also get a career in this live event broadcasting. I think my biggest learning since involvement in the team is my people skills. I think I have interacted with a lot of students from different faculties, different backgrounds, which I was not able to get in my own class. And I think just talking to people, learning from them, learning from their experiences is a skill I value. So this hands-on learning experience has helped me open doors off campus. Some of them is working with the sports team, such as Saskatchewan Roughriders and other media production companies in the province. I think creative media team is a great opportunity for hands-on learning, just because it gives you the opportunity to expand on your skill sets. Everyone brings different skills to the table, so I think they all come together to create a collaborative work environment. So I would recommend all students to explore hands-on learning opportunities that are present to them.
Thanks, mister.
Hey, thanks. Want a s'more?
Every ticket you buy funds programs all across Saskatchewan, like sports, culture, and parks and recreation. Buy your tickets today.
We're back. So we're at a 3-2 score. There was a steal, a single steal. And Dalhousie is throwing their yellow rock in front of the house, right on the center line. Not being allowed to tick that or move it out of the free guard zone rule. With the free guard zone rule, and now they're trying to draw around the center and get shot rock.
Unlike the earlier game that we commented on before this, where the coaches changed the trajectory of the game significantly at the fourth end break, I suspect that in this case they're going to do more of the same, because they've all been very successful with their shots, and they probably talked about tweaking a few things at the fourth end break. So
Right.
Line's good. Line's good. Go to wide. Whoa. Kalen. Whoa. Straight, 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 straight. Hard. Hard.
Well, they're getting the line, but they're not seeming to be able to carry that one as far as they had hoped. To me, that is an indication of Carleton is getting a little more distance with their sweep and are able to carry it more because of the little bit extra rotation, but they use it to their advantage and manage it very well.
they've been very accurate with their draw weights, which is very, very important.
Mm-hmm. So now they've got one around in the forefoot, and they're electing to throw a corner guard. Knowing that Dalhousie may have to take some risks here, they're going to get a corner guard up in case things move out of the center. They can then go and use that corner guard. Dalhousie is allowing or taking the risk to draw around the top 12-foot yellow rock and try to get frozen onto the face of the shot stone.
Caleb! Caleb! It's running! Stay close! Let it dig!
Indication of back 8-foot weight, so it's a little heavier than they had hoped. Sits right beside it on the side of the tee line.
And with the corner guard that Carleton threw up earlier, they have the chance now to hit this rock and roll behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Setting up a deuce for sure, and possibly a 3.
Here it comes. Weight they've chosen is a little bit softer weight on this. Trying to manage it down the sheet, hit 3/4 and roll away. Looking like they're over curling. Well, they're trying to carve it. Oh, they've set it up corner to corner.
I thought they were rolling away, but they played it like they were.
Yeah,
I don't know if that happened at half ice or
Yeah.
if I missed the call.
someone audibled, looks like, but hard to tell what they were in the end playing.
Judging from the player reactions, it does appear it was probably an audible.
Right.
Good play.
If the or indicated that.
11. Just move them. 11.
So there's the indication, 11 speed. That's timed from hog to hog. And they're going to try and hit this on the nose and progress the two reds back into the 8 foot on each side.
Try to time that and see how accurate they are with their weight throw.
Go. Go.
So I got 10 seconds, which means that they're a second faster than they had called. But it certainly worked.
They killed the back red, rolled the other red over into the 12 foot and got partially behind the corner guard. Well, maybe not. I'm looking at a bad angle. They definitely can see it.
Yeah, sorry.
But by rolling that top red rock with the yellow shooter, they have backing there as well. So it's
Right.
a challenging shot here for Carleton to remove the yellow rock and leave the red rock.
They're on this one early.
We are finding a lot of swing from the inside out. So
When he is working this one hard, he is leaning on that broom like. And they have over curled and touched the red guard and rolled through the houses, looking like.
that would have been very nice weight for that inside roll behind that corner guard. Had
Yeah.
they managed to get by, they probably just needed one broom width or maybe two
Right.
of extra ice to make that happen.
Do you like the out turn?
One way to read the ice is you pay attention to the misses, and then you can see what the ice is doing. If you're missing on the overcurl, you probably need to just move the broom a bit.
Same speed.
So we're electing to go around the wide side of this, not the side where the rocks are existing. They don't set up a double. This is the straighter side, but they have played this a little bit earlier. Seen what it does.
Aiden.
And it's been rather straight, and they're set up to sweep for curl at this point.
It's looking close. If they get a little bit of curl, they are shorter than they had hoped for.
Line actually would have been pretty good had they
Yep.
had another foot or two of weight to get that behind. It would have been partially behind.
I'd say their third and fourth shot up top there, the red in the back of the house is
Second shot, I
second
believe.
shot, I believe.
This is Carleton's third Jordan, making his first attempt at this. Hit and roll. So red is now first shot. And
Not for certain what they were thinking there.
Under.
They definitely, if they'd have played that the sweep to be straight, they could have, I thought, maybe hit it and rolled under the center and,
I like this.
progressed it past the back red
They
one
draw,
now.
we have that.
But they've helped
10-5.
Dalhousie here, and they've taken one of their own out of the house.
yeah, right now Dalhousie's in a really
Really
good
straight
position.
here,
They can hit
so
this
just-
red rock and roll completely buried behind that set of 3 yellow rocks that are top 12 and that center guard.
Oh. No. No. Curl.
Now they're getting it curling, and it's going to curl maybe more than they had hoped. Pretty much a nose hit.
They were concerned about jamming on the back,
Yeah.
so they kind of held it there and
Yeah.
didn't get as much roll as they could have had. I might have been inclined to go more for the roll and let
Yeah.
that spill that back one off and really set up a steal. If that had rolled to the top button, that would have been
Yes.
a very good steal position, and then Carleton would have a lot of work to do to get there.
Shrunk the scoring zone. All rocks in front are all your own.
It's not awful. Make up this.
So Carleton needs to make a really good hit and roll here to turn this end around, because it's been dominated by Dalhousie so far.
Yes.
Don't know if that means they had better snacks at the fourth end break.
Oh, they
Yeah, I like
just
those.
looked like they were going to get over top on it, and
11.
it just couldn't make it happen.
And now that we're so far up into the house here, a nose hit on this is actually pretty good. It makes it
Yes.
very difficult for Carleton to get in with the skip's 2 rocks. Skip's deuce is very difficult at this point.
Yes. In fact, if they roll under the far yellow on the other side, it'll be too far to allow them the pathway open to get to the button. So I agree with you.
Yeah, you want
Nose hit is really in a pretty good position here.
nose hit, or at most maybe a quarter rock or a half rock
yeah,
roll
yeah.
to the center.
Positioning the rock for the next few to come is really important here.
Quite often it's more important the shot that you leave your opposition than the shot that you make yourself.
Yeah.
Clean!
And this is one of those times.
Go! Right
He's
to it,
working
Alan.
it hard.
Right to it, right to it.
Trying
Right to
really
it.
hard to
Very
get to the
close
nose.
to a nose hit.
It
He's
rolled
rolled
away,
away.
though, which is very unfortunate for them. It's opened up a draw path for Carleton.
And they have a choice. They could hit that yellow, and if they hit it with soft weight, they would roll, up into the top part of the forefoot. But it looks like they're just going to try and make the draw around the center and get into the tighter scoring zone, protected by other yellows.
Which is not particularly surprising because Owen here does seem to prefer his draws. So
Yeah, he
and he's
is.
very good at them.
Yes,
so
he is.
it's,
He's made some really accurate ones this game.
which is very important for Skip to have that draw ability.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot we're up one.
Very consistent delivery.
He does have a lot of rotation.
Yeah, and he's out there. This is running.
I got 15-2.
That mono rotation, it's looking like it's carrying pretty good.
Getting up in the back 4 to the back 12. Yep, right in between that and the back 8. But he is shot rock.
He is shot rock. He's not completely buried, but
You like hitting it?
So Dalhousie has to make a choice here. Do they try to eliminate this rock, forcing the 1 from Carleton? He would
Hack,
have a draw to the 8 foot for 1.
hack.
Or do you throw a freeze or something in the top 4 to really set up a potential
Right.
steal?
and it's always skewed, this decision, because you got 4 other rocks in house. And because you're always hopeful, well, maybe he'll miss, right? So if you eliminate this one, then he's got a 1 chance, and if he happens to miss, you could score a big end. This level, a lot of these guys are good at making their final shots. They're very accurate throwers. And I would say, Carleton's got one of them throwers. I don't feel he'll miss a draw. If this hit and roll out, I think he'll make the draw, 8 out of 10 times.
I think with the score as it is, if Owen from Dalhousie, the skip there, was confident with his draw weight, I think I'd go with that top 4 foot shot and
I would agree.
just let the sweepers manage it, and maybe I'd make sure I threw it at least to the top 12 so they can get it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if a little bit heavy, play the freeze, and you still force them to 1.
Clean, yep. Yep. Whoa, cool. Cool. Hard. Already got it. Go.
Very nice shot.
Good throw.
Hit. He's laying 5. Expecting he
Good call,
will
11.
choose the same shot. Just draw it fully into the 8 foot, anywhere close to the 4 foot, and they'll score a single, tie the game up.
For Dalhousie, having that rock roll away was better than having it nose hit, because otherwise he'd have the draw and the backing. Whereas now he really only has one or the other.
11-1. Yeah, that's good. Good roll too, because if he's heavy, it's no backing.
I suspect that the sweepers will keep this clean, because the last thing they're going to want is for the rock to pick something and not get to the rings. So we got 14-5.
And very nice. Draw gains 5, and he makes a single point. Very clutch.
And we have a tie game.
Tie game, playing the 6th end with Dalhousie with the hammer.
Any score here is great, bud.
Might want to move that yellow. Good. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I like, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. We want to get 2 here or 2?
Okay, we're now on the 6th end, and Carleton is throwing their first shot. I suspect it'll be a short guard just outside of the rings, but they're going with the midway guard on the center line. As is their typical process, they obviously discuss the shot before the skip leaves the far end, and he just puts down the ice, and then later comes up and shows the sweepers where their target is.
And more of the same. Center guard. Didn't get it on the center line. Dalhousie's going to make the attempt to draw around it, stop in the top of the house, and cut off any ability for them to get to the 4 foot early.
Line's good. Allen. Allen's. You're wide. Let it dig. Okay, take it here then.
This rock's a bit heavy, so they're sweeping it back to make sure there's room for multiple rocks if there were going to be freezes going on. It's interesting that Carleton is using the intern side and Dalhousie is choosing to use the other side for their draws.
They seem to have success going around that side that doesn't have the early curl. Seem to be able to carry him a little farther and still get the placement of the stone where they want. This one's coming up a little bit short. But in that control zone, Kevin.
Still a very good shot, a very good usable rock this early in the end.
Yeah.
Much better than if it had slipped behind the tee line. Well, maybe it could be that they're both just choosing to use their in turns.
Maybe, yeah.
See Dalhousie down to the single sweeper method. It's a very nice draw.
Just a little roll off. And allow the yellow to get in there, stay frozen, expose the red that it could be removed from play.
You want to kill it?
I suspect they can see all of the rocks. They could probably hit it if they wanted to with a hack waiter. That's what they're choosing
Exactly
to do.
what they called, yeah. Probably can get a little inside kick. They don't want a lot, but enough to hide it a little bit better.
Yep. Yes.
So this is side of curl, so they're going to have to work hard to get by that guard.
Tight throw early.
Looks like they're managing
Those
it.
are holding it well.
Got about
Very good shot.
an inch roll to the outside, which has set up a double or an inside roll for Carleton.
10-9. That's heavy too. What? Did you like the call? I didn't. Hack.
Throwing the hit on this, trying to get in tight and nose it again. Looking a little bit wide. They might be audibling and going towards playing the double.
And they've got two
And
sweepers
they
going behind
hit
the
it
tee there.
just perfect with weight to get both of them out.
Yep.
Just briefly, they had both sweepers behind the tee line, which is not allowed, but they did kind of realize that, and the one guy stopped. So that,
And does it make that much of a difference in that shorter distance? I don't know. But it is a rule, and they should follow it.
well, for skips, that's the most important sweeping area. Is that one behind the tee line?
Yeah, exactly.
Little tight. One kid. Aiden. You got.
Taking a risk here and trying to straight draw around. They're a little bit wider than they want it to be, but
Okay, yeah.
taking it deep now.
Yeah, the bigger challenge is that they did come behind the tee line, which is
Yes.
going to allow Carleton to
He makes that.
really
do
put
you
some pressure
peel?
on here in this
He
end
makes
to
this, do we peel?
either get a steal N6 here or force Dalhousie to just a single point.
Yes, exactly.
Behind- Yeah, peel.
Going to behind the tee can be so detrimental.
Which end you score in the first 4 or 5 ends doesn't matter as much as it does in the last, typically. So
Right.
I like to score in the even ends if you can.
Yeah, it helps the math of the game. You score in the even ends, the last 3 ends you usually get 2 hammers to 1, which is kind of key to the game, is trying to be ahead when the last end is finishing.
And that's more important when the score is very close. Obviously, if you can score 3s and 4s, you don't really worry about which ends you score them in.
Yeah, exactly.
The way this
We can get
game is
this
going, it's
behind
going to
tee.
come right down to the last end and potentially an extra end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same speed as throw the button.
Trying to throw the straight draw and corner freeze on the red.
Little soft.
We heard them say soft. I suspect that was the release.
Curl.
Swept it right from the outset.
Really hanging. Really wide. You're really wide.
A lot of the movement is late, so I think this will come up fairly close to what they were looking for. It's actually a very nice shot.
Very good.
Perhaps traveled 1 inch too far.
So now if they move this at two inches and stay on the face of it, the reds will go away, or the yellow will go away once it's hit, and the reds will be out of the way.
Good piece.
And from the yellow
Held it
perspective,
out.
you're kind of hoping that they roll off a bit, allowing a double to get the reds to go away.
Right.
No, that was good.
An overthrow and a tap and a roll towards the broom.
So these shots here that we're playing the last few have been very, very precise. You need to stop in a very small area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of skill to get them there.
They're trying to curl it. Fair bit of weight, I'd say back line to hack weight.
There's a bunch of junk under this rock.
Tapped it quite a bit, but they did say stay dead in front of the yellow that's on the button.
With the angles that were there, that actually worked out quite well because it rolled the yellow in the same direction that the red shooter was rolling.
Right.
Like back
So
forward.
it's lined up not perfectly, but close enough that it's very difficult to deal with.
So very equal right now as far as mathematics. There's 4 reds in house and 3 yellows, and yellows shooting. So they're going to try and manage this and get inside on it a bit and tap the yellow back and kick the red to the left.
Now he does have a double for sure if he goes to the outside one, and I don't know if it would clear for the triple, but that would certainly change things. But it looks like they're going with a softer weight and trying to get the inside roll.
Right. A little bit of an extension throw.
Whoa!
Bit heavier than I expected.
They're going to need this to get a lot of movement to get to the inside, but they're close. It's a very good shot, actually.
Kicked that back and
Really
kicked
good
it
result.
out of the house, yep.
And it's completely freed up the red shot rock to go out next.
And there was no use keeping the yellow that was removed from the house, even if it was your color in that position. It was hurting you.
You get a time? It's a little heavy.
And Carleton's going to have to be very careful here because they do have the opportunity to give up a 3 or 4 if things don't go just right. I believe they're playing a guard, a tight guard.
I believe that's what it was indication, yeah. I don't think there was any change after they left the house.
Of course, as we all know, as long as they make the shot, it was the right call.
I don't want to over curl too much. It's over curling on them.
Has left.
They needed to way better to protect the left side than the right side.
So Dalhousie's trying to determine if they should
Yeah, I like it.
do the double peel to open things up, or if they have room now to
Yep.
tap that yellow and lay 3
Yep.
shots. First, second, and third in the house.
Mhm.
It looks like they've elected to open things right up with the double peel. So this will probably come
Yeah,
with some
back
speed.
up.
Double peel, which would allow Carleton to have a choice on how they're going to try and protect shot stone. A couple ways to go about it, but I guess we'll kind of wait here and see what what some of the choices possibly are.
Yep. Yep. Gotta go. Gotta go.
I did time that at 6.6,
Okay.
and unfortunately the third stopped the rock before it went out of play, so
Right.
it would have hit a yellow rock that's next to the boards, and That's why it's best to
Yeah.
wait till things actually hit the boards or go across
Yeah,
that
I was like,
back
Yeah.
line before you stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I noticed. Yeah.
And the official is reminding him about that.
All right.
So it looks like he's trying to reproduce another guard.
Yeah, with that double peel, they've left their shooter right there because it was a nose hit double peel.
It's
Probably wanted to roll away a bit, but did not.
I think the run's easier.
It is certainly blocking a potential pathway to get to the yellow to remove the red behind it. They can probably throw this guard half a rock off of the center line on the left side, and it would be fine to protect what they need. There is a potential you could come down and clip the red when there is a little bit of it exposed out behind the yellow, but it's a very tough shot.
So he's probably hoping to guard this and make sure there's no hole up the middle. But on the edge of having a hole would be ideal. It looks like he's succeeded with that.
Nose?
Quite likely the only shot is the pick that you had talked about, Jamie. And
Right on the
Unless-
nose? No.
there is a nose run back they could do. That would probably score them the 2 yellows.
You like the intern or out turn?
Not sure there's a shot for 3 anywhere.
You got it.
Because I believe that
And they don't even have to, the red does not have to leave the house, the one that they're shooting back. All they need to do is get it onto the yellow and keep it in the 8 foot, and there's be 2 yellows in the 4 foot.
yeah, and the yellow at the back of the 8 foot, 12 foot area is not closer than the one on the side T line, 12 foot, 8 foot that's red. So
It won't come into play.
their only chance really is for 2 yellow here,
Yeah,
which was their goal when the end started. So
yeah, I would agree. Looks like he's throwing the out turn at this.
with a high rate of
Fairly
speed.
hard, yeah.
Yep, whoa, whoa. Yep. Whoa, go, go!
See it floating a bit on him, unfortunately. So it's a steal of 1 for Carleton.
Yeah. You're very accurate when you throw them at that speed. You can't miss them by... You miss them by a centimeter and you miss them completely when there's 15 feet of distance in between.
Yeah, the point you were making is he probably could have played board weight on that and controlled it a bit with the sweepers because he didn't need to move it very far.
Throw a style of weight that gives your sweepers a little more time to be effective, right? With that, it's 6 seconds
Yeah,
to be effective, and probably where it was thrown is where it ended.
absolutely.
Go around. I don't like the corner then. Yeah, let's do it.
We'll try and do a little bit of our sponsorship here really quick. We've got some following by the Regina Hotel Association. And the Regina Hotel Association extends a warm welcome to all teams, officials, and fans. Whether you're throwing rocks or cheering from the stands, we hope your stay in Regina is a championship level experience. For a stay that's right on the button, visit stayinregina.com. Thank you to the Regina Hotel Association and their sponsorship.
Yeah, and as is the normal tradition, Carleton just puts the broom down and throws a rock, and this time they must have pre-discussed it. They wanted it in the top 4 foot.
Yes.
Slip close to the button. And we'll see. With a tight game, it would appear that Dalhousie would be okay with a blank here. They're just going to hit that rock, which, being that so close to the button, that's
Clean.
somewhat their only real choice. I mean, you could go aggressive and go with a corner guard, but it does get risky with that rock being so good close to the button.
Yeah, if they can get something rolled out of the forfeit, you might see a delayed corner. Or just simply go up and down the sheet, blank the end, and then try and pick up your 2 with hammer coming home.
And each team now has a steal in the game, so they would have that option. The only team to score a deuce has been Carleton, so that might weigh into the thinking here with Dalhousie. They'll have to decide if they have a better chance of scoring 2 in the 8th or potentially stealing 1.
And that was a bit of a soft throw. It was meant to be a nose hit, and they over curled and couldn't hold it and ticked it just to the side of the forefoot. And now they're going to have a draw to the wide side and see if they can hold through the last 6 rocks. Holding, keeping 2 in rings and scoring them at the end of the end.
Stay close.
Can be very difficult to do because there's a lot of chance to hit and roll and set up a double throughout the end. And of course, any roll out by Dalhousie would eliminate their deuce opportunity as well. And that's what we see right now. Carleton is choosing to hit the rock on the side of the 4 and roll closer to the rock in the 8-foot. The other option would be to choose to hit the rock in the 8-foot and roll it closer to the middle.
Right.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, I typically would hit the one in the side and try and roll to the center, because if you happen to miss this, then they spread them farther apart. It's more difficult. They've made a pretty good shot, but they're not going to be shot rock. He may choose just to go to the wide side and lie to. So if you'd hit the one in the wings, even if you didn't roll, they can never get the one in the center farther away from you, is my theory. So you always have a chance to roll to the center and group rocks. But when you hit the center one and roll away, then they can spread them farther apart than you can ever get back to. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. And
Yeah.
And it came up because I was watching Brad Jacobs at the Olympics, and he chose to hit the one that was further out and roll to the one that was in the middle.
Right.
T-line. 14-8.
But yes, ideally, if you're the team looking for the double, you want rocks in the middle as opposed to the edge.
Right.
So hitting the one that's on the edge and rolling to the middle is better. Because as you can see now, we've got rocks 8 feet apart.
Right. And Red's got to roll out. They'll probably play with the same theory. Somewhat close enough just to bite the 8-foot somewhere along the way would leave them still lying 2.
Yeah, we've got the same player now throwing the same shot.
Line's good.
So he should be close.
Switch. Aiden. Curl.
They're sweeping for curl at this point, wanting to get further over, but also sweeping for distance. As if it doesn't get deep enough in the house, it will leave a double opportunity and a good chance to roll for Carleton. It's a little higher than they would like it to have been.
Yep.
That was just a second slower.
A little slower there.
That was 15.75.
A lot slower.
14.75 on your first.
So they were looking to roll towards the situation over with the yellow and the red, and they rolled away.
This is, yeah, becoming interesting. They're disregarding the other rocks in the 12-foot, and
Dalhousie has decided that this is a really good chance for them to score 2
yep.
fairly simply. And if they make these next 4 shots, I would predict that they would score 2.
Oh. Look. Whoa. Aiden.
They're letting this one run. It looks like it's got a little bit more speed than the last one. Looking like it's going to be a little bit deep. But still, first and second shot will be yellow. Now they'll go over and try and hit this yellow and roll across and maybe get them both. If they do make a good shot and make a double here, they'd be lying 3.
Yeah, it certainly does bring into question that earlier choice of hitting that rock on the forefoot and rolling behind.
Exactly.
Because that has complicated this shot.
Yes, it has. They happen to hit this nose and jam in the back, and then leaves them an opportunity to set up possibly for a 3. Throwing this very hard with lots of rotation. It's exactly what they've done.
They threw that at a 7-3, so that's probably a peel weight for most of us.
Yeah, I would think so.
Forward! Forward!
Let's see how they manage this curl with board
One more!
inside out.
We can hit it really thin.
Skip's not wanting to give a lot of ice.
No, he isn't. And they
Third
had this
is
challenge
looking for more.
earlier in the game.
11-5.
So they're wanting 11.5 seconds between the hog lines. That's the speed they're looking for. Let's see if we can time that.
Hard!
Over curling on them already.
Hard,
And I got 11-3, so they were very close to the speed they wanted. But now they've left red as the shot rock.
Nowhere near the speed. What did you get for
I
time?
got 11-2. They wanted 11-5.
Okay.
Really light.
Boy, they just barely bumped the second one out of the house.
So unless I missed it and they wanted 10-5.
Yeah. Something seemed not correct in that.
Well, they certainly needed more ice
Execution?
for the speed of that
Right.
throw. They needed quite a bit more ice.
Yes.
God, damn it.
Definitely a misread. For some reason, has in his belief that it's not going to curl there, and we've seen a couple instances where it did. So this has to be accurate. They got to nose it. If they roll out too far, allow Dalhousie to go and try and move that other red one or freeze to it. Try and get themselves back into a position where they can work towards a 2 counter.
So I got 10-7 on the time for that
Looking close, huh? He's made a dandy.
one. Really good shot.
Well, you got some choices to make here. There's 2 rocks to come. You need to somehow eliminate a rock and get him to help you a little bit to do that. So that's why a freeze is being chosen.
Yeah, he can set up a 2 with a freeze for sure.
Mhm.
The 3, he was probably not really thinking about a 3. That's kind of the bonus. So he's going really hard for his 2, and he feels that if he can corner freeze that red, it's the hardest one to get out.
Right.
With that yellow there, I'm not sure that it is, because if he corner freezes it, he can run that yellow in and he'll be able to spill both yellows. So,
Right.
it's hard to say what the best is here, but he might be better to freeze the other side.
And they have struggled with line on this side for some reason. Now they've got a fair amount of ice, and I believe when they took ice in the center line before, they only got to the middle of the 8-foot. So we'll see how this runs.
Yeah, I believe they understand the ice for draw weight. It was the kind of the hit weights and the mid hit weights that they were struggling with on this inside out.
Close! Line! Line!
So he's
Line
close on
good.
this.
Gotta curl a bit then. Can't bounce.
Very nice shot.
Very nice.
Shot.
I believe he has shot rock.
Now you had spoke about yellow, which if you hit the yellow straight back, you could probably pick the yellow out through the back of the house. The other one progress to the boards. And if you nosed it, you'd probably be lying 4, which is what a turnaround from.
Yeah, it's important for Owen and for Carleton here to kind of get this to the nose. If he happens to roll to the middle, he's going to leave a hit for 2, I believe.
Yeah, I believe yellow is shot rock right now. If he rolls in, he'll be shot rock, but it'll be exposed to be able to.
He also doesn't want to hit it on the outside because that could create all sorts of things.
Yeah.
As all the rocks would move towards that other rock in the back 8 as well.
Looking pretty close.
Seems to be happy with this. And they may have achieved their goal.
Yeah.
They have 2 rocks spread out, and they've forced Dalhousie to draw for one.
Very much looking like if this is made, it's going to be Ty coming home with Carleton having the hammer. And here we go. Drawn to the center, trying to
Tight.
achieve a single.
Line's good.
Yeah, speed is the most important thing here. He's got lots of room to work with. He just needs full 8 foot to score his single point.
Exactly.
I got 14.8 on the time, so he should be very close.
Good. Yep.
Looks like we're going to be splitting the tee line.
Mm-hmm.
I wish.
So we have a tie game coming home.
That's a 14 forwards. Like,
All right, there'll be some interesting choices in the last end.
line's good.
Dalhousie needing
Real
to
tight, Kalen.
steal is throwing a center guard.
Line's tight. Line's good.
Again, using the in-turn side with their
You look in.
left-hand players.
You look in. Stop.
Unfortunately for them, this has slipped into the rings, allowing it to be hit by the other team.
That sucked.
Definitely a mistake. Not utilizing the free guard zone. They got one more shot at it.
Yeah, a lot of teams, when they're trying really hard to steal in the last end, will want 2 guards in the free guard zone, ideally on the center line, so they can't be moved off of that until that 6th rock of the end.
I've just hit half of this and rolled right out.
Yeah, Carleton's goal is to have this house completely wide open, no guards around, and just draw for 1 point at the end of the end.
That would be the ideal end that your team would want to achieve for you. Yep. Carleton certainly has, the high-speed throwing ability to try and move a lot of rocks in a short period of time.
Yeah, curl. Curl.
And from the Dalhousie side, they're hoping to have a rock very close to the button, guarded up with as many guards as possible. And no way in for Carleton.
Yeah. So with the center guard, they're going to now try and get a rock into the tight scoring zone and limit the other team from getting closer to the button early. And then once the free guard zone opens up to hit, they'll probably go out and try and peel as many as they can as fast as they can.
Yeah, we'll be seeing rocks coming at a fairly high rate of speed. I think we've already seen them in the 6.6 range, so those are moving pretty good.
They're sweeping this one hard and not getting the finish that they're hoping for.
A lot of it will come late, but that did stay pretty much completely open, I believe.
Okay, the choice is a second guard now.
Line's tight. Line's tight.
Yeah, Dalhousie knows that after
Right
this
here.
rock, there's
Line's
going to be a
good.
lot of hitting going on from the other side.
You look deep.
So they want to line these up with as much space as possible to avoid a double peel.
Let it sit.
It looks like they may have achieved that.
Good.
A little bit deeper than they'd like, but still very good.
So there's 5 rocks been thrown. That allows them now, the free guard zone and the no-tick zone is eliminated. Now they can throw them hard and try and peel. Looking like it's going to be a straight peel.
And I believe they'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
They've got that rock touching the forefoot that they know that at some point Dalhousie is going to have to deal with that before the end of the end. So for Dalhousie, they're hoping to probably throw a bunch of guards and have Carleton peel single peels and then just remove that rock at the end of the end, possibly rolling in behind the guard.
Whoa! You're running.
And Carleton's hoping that they slip a little bit deep on one of these so they can get an easy double peel.
This one certainly is looking like it's going to be possible. Now the yellow is going to go across, the top yellow is going to go across the face, which the other yellow will progress through the house, and there could be a chance it could hit the red that's in the house. This one is definitely not narrow. It's going to looking like a single peel again.
Just third right there.
So Dalhousie will be happy with that, and Carleton won't be too disappointed, but that was a good chance to double peel. They were fairly close.
Yeah.
They missed an opportunity there.
Aiden.
It's looking like Memorial and Laurier got a barn burner going over there. There's 7 rocks in the house at the last end, and Memorial's ahead 5-3. This one's coming deep too, Kevin.
Oh, man.
This is
going to set up an automatic double peel, I believe. If they hit that anywhere.
half a rock easily will tick the other yellow. It'll shoot it one direction and the other will go away and roll the throwing rock off.
I don't believe it can hit the rock in the house. I think it's going to go over the top no matter where they hit it, but I guess we'll find out shortly here.
Well, there might be one sweet spot that it could happen. And this has been thrown with a lot of energy, and he's not hitting a lot of it, but touched it, but he didn't get it all.
Probably needed to hit an inch or two more of that rock to get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
He probably only hit a quarter or less.
Yeah. But he did move it off the center line, which the next guard will have some angle to it, which will give him an opportunity to try and run it back.
Unless Dalhousie chooses to line these up, which would be interesting.
That would leave the red one fully buried behind 2 of them.
Yeah, so then their play would be to try to draw in behind that red rock.
Right.
Partially covered. Which might be less than ideal. But
Gotta be over.
really for yellow, I think your goal here is you want to force the Carleton skip to have to make a very difficult shot to win the game.
I don't feel that long guard is that much in the way. I would somewhat have a thought towards peeling the one close to the rings and then not even worry about it. But I must believe they're in an okay situation with that yellow guarding the... This might be where we might see a timeout and a little bit of discussion.
Danny? Yeah. Right here.
Yeah, everyone's acting like a timeout's been called, but I haven't seen it show up on the screen yet.
I think they maybe said, should we take a timeout? And then they just chose, no, we know what we're doing.
The umpires are ready, and the other team is kind of gathered at the back here. But it would appear that they are just going to throw this rock and save their timeout for the next one. Lead and second on Carleton are going back to their regular positions.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a timeout on sheet H with that Laurier and Memorial game that you had.
There's a lot of rocks over there.
Yeah, they got some options for sure.
Big Matt has come out. I've coached against Matt a number of times. Super guy. Super guy.
Yeah, Laurier with scoring yellow there. They need to have 2 yellows closer than the Reds, and Reds on the button right now.
Little wide.
Well, this has got to be drawn to a very tight spot.
Close line. Yes, line. Hard. You're on it. Yeah. Whoa.
So they were trying to draw around that red, and they managed to
Just
just
slow
bump it.
sweep after a communication that you got to go on it. And 3/4 of the way down, they got off, and then that's where the curling zone was, and they should have probably stayed on it. Weight-wise, looked very close, Kevin.
Yeah, I think the sweepers had indicated that it was a little bit heavy.
Okay.
So they were concerned about it going too deep, and then all of a sudden there was the call
What he
for
knows is we're
keep it
just
straight.
Kind of screwed. What? Oh my.
Well, there's been a lot of talking over there with.
Wow, even
We
okay.
got 4 minutes, and nothing has been decided yet. I would think they'd be trying to make a nose hit here, eh?
I believe so. I was trying to determine if it was better to just peel this out and roll away, or if it was better to have the nose hit. Looks like they will be rolling away. So I don't know if that was better or not.
I think you're going here. Same thing, guys. Yep.
They were very close on that first attempt. They've moved that red rock over a little bit, so they should be able to basically call the same line. He probably needs to throw a tiny bit less weight so the sweepers can sweep it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And look to bury something in the back 4-foot.
Just need about 2 inches of the 4-foot in the back to force a tough shot.
Yeah, it's a tough one to play because you want to be on the tee line. You don't really want to be behind it, but you also want to be buried.
Right.
You don't want to leave an easy hit, so they'll have to manage that and try to pick the best spot there in that last few feet.
Mm-hmm.
Little wider. Little wider. Aiden, you're really wide.
You're wide open. No, it's off it.
Hoping this stops in the 4-foot, otherwise the game is over.
Well, there you go. First one was closer. This one got a little wide, a little heavy, and just weren't able to manage it. That leaves a 2-ender without throwing the last rock. So Carleton will succeed by scoring a couple 2-enders and win this one 6-4. Well, there you go.
Yeah, very
Another
exciting
game in the
to-
books.
Very exciting game to call. and
Yeah, it was. There was a lot
talk
of options and potential, and gives you something to talk about. Thank you for assisting here tonight, Kevin. We appreciate it. And we'll maybe see you on another game.
Yeah, well, you never know. And hopefully the fans enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Rather exciting game.
Yes. Well, we'll be back with you tomorrow morning. Have a good night.